Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is the Piracy Show. So, the last little while, we've been making a lot of money. And at this point, we're getting close to about 1.25 million Alpha UEC, which realistically, we have very little left to burn it on, and nothing that's of really great interest. But, all this tripping between Olisar and all these different places has kind of put us away from where we want to be. So we're going to be making some runs to Grim Hex. We're going to be doing some services for the Grim Hexian. We're going to be doing things for the Hexican community today. Hexican? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some goods, some party favors, whatever, and just drop it off at Grim Hex, make some money. And we're also going to experiment a little bit with cargo in the Cutlass. Now, as you know, the Cutlass is divided into two cargo areas. There's the rear cargo area, where I have a few leftovers from just some random fun that I had. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move these crates up to the front of my Cutlass. And then I'm going to see, basically, like, can I double this up? Because once again, this may be out there. Someone may have already done this, but I haven't done it. And I don't know if someone else has. So I'm going to basically use the front of the Cutlass and then see if I can use this as a cargo area. And then if that works and everything's fine and it works for a while, maybe use this to have a little bit more fun with the interior of the Cutlass. But, that's something we'll get to later. But anyways, we want to kind of get back to, piratical things, smuggling, moving goods to nefarious destinations. We got to find some wretched hives of scum and villainy and hang out in them for a while. So we're going to go out and, it still is cargo runs. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. Hopefully, with what Aaron Roberts was saying on Reverse the Verse, kind of going back to that, because that's now over a week ago now. He was saying, we're right on the cusp. We're really close to having AI on the ground, like working AI defending bases, or at different objectives and stuff like that. And that is something that I was very excited to hear, though not ultimately ship related. Kind of more off to the side. I got pretty excited about that because it means that when we go to these mission sites, there could be people there waiting for us, lying in ambush. Get into some real shooting action, some tactical gameplay. The combat in the game currently is a little bit troubled, to say the least. Generally, when I've been interdicted, I've ended up getting into shooting fights with pirate forces. And by the way, if you do end up fighting at one of those interdiction sites, there'll be pirate caterpillars there. If you blow them up, they just spill cargo all over space. There's two kinds of crates. The blue crates I've been able to sell, though they don't really go for that much. And the brown crates don't go for anything. And also, because of the entry and exit problems from 0G, it's not the most fun to try and collect all those crates. There's a ton of them out there, and I bet you can make a fair chunk of change if you collected them all, or as many as you could carry, depending on your ship. But the problem is that getting in and out of a ship, even like the Cutlass, it seems to be transitioning from 0G to the physics instance up within the ship, generally creates problems. And it can cause you to be flung off from your ship. It can cause the crate to be thrown out of your hand. A lot of bad things can happen. So hopefully that's one of the things that gets fixed in 3.1, and we end up in a much better position to take advantage of stuff like that. But anyways, so we're running down here. Daymar. Now, I think this is Bountiful Harvest, one of their farm sites, but once again, it is not an armistice zone, so, we're taking some chances, but we're just going to kind of be in and out of here real quick. I know, I've said that before. Grim Hex, always a big fan of the distilled liquors, so we're going to be getting those. and a little processed food to wash that all down with. Not too much, not too much. Let's not get crazy. So there. Seems like some decent enough supplies for Grim Hex. You know, honestly, one of my biggest pet peeves with the current state of the game is the fact that I just can't spawn in Grim Hex. It's the stupidest little thing. It really is. I just wish that it would, like, I wish that that worked. I feel that honestly, like when you're loading into the game, you get the game, it's all stuttering, it's the performance isn't all that great as it's streaming in all that stuff. I feel that if you can load in at Grim Hex, it would be a lot better. So there we are. We still got our crates, so we're going to take this to Grim Hex, see if those crates are still there, and if they are, and if we can sell them, then interesting way to kind of boost your cargo capacity on the Cutlass if you're not afraid of a little clutter. But yeah, I really wish that we could just spawn at Grim Hex, that there was just a toggle at the load-in screen that just said, where do you want to spawn? I want to spawn at Grim Hex. I know other people have put comments on my videos saying, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves is that, you know, all my ships are stored at Grim Hex, and I need to get to Grim Hex, and it's a major inconvenience. I wish that we did have that option. And I don't know, CIG, if that's a huge thing, or if any of you are listening, let's say that first. But I don't know if it's a huge thing, but if it's possible to just be able to select between Grim Hex and Olisar or Levski as a load-in location, that would be amazing. That would really, really be amazing. Sounds like a little thing, but I think a lot of people would really enjoy that. You know, I really do hope that we do get NPCs at mission sites in 3.1. I really do. That would be such a cool thing to have, you know. I think just to add another dimension. I don't know, you know, what the difficulties are in the implementation of that, but I think that would be kind of cool, you know. Just to add a little atmosphere and a little bit more tension to mission sites, and I feel that that's something that's missing. I really, really do. I know that, you know, you can go to a mission site and you can just go kill other players, and that's, you know, that's fun, but, you know, sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I guess there's a difference sometimes. And, you know, just sitting there at a mission site and kind of lying in wait for other players isn't as exciting as maybe kind of being able to just kind of go out to different mission sites and hit them up. And I mean, even some of these drug labs and crack dens that we visited in the videos, it'd be cool if there was some bad guys hanging around there. Like, you know, when I had to go make that delivery at that crack den on Daymar, if there was someone there who tried to jump me and then we end up in a gunfight because he's trying to steal my ship or something like that, that would be something really cool. I remember when I did that video when I got jumped after picking up cargo at one site and just putting it on my ship, and my ship got blown up, and I was, yeah, like, I want missions like that, but, you know, a little bit more reasonable, like a few guys on the ground trying to take me out, something like that. Alright, so anyways, here we are, moment of truth. Let's see, can we sell the cargo out of the front nose? Cutlass black. And yep, there it is. Diamonds, chlorine, and quartz. So that was stuff that I had retrieved from a wreck site, and there it is. Though obviously the profit margin on the goods we purchased and then delivered to Grim Hex wasn't all that great. I mean, we did double our we did double our money on the booze, but everything else was I mean, overall, it wasn't all that shocking an amount of money. You know, nothing to write home about. So, you know, I feel better having done this service for the Hexican community, but We need to make a little bit more money. We need to go find one of those drug labs again and purchase some stuff and drop it off at Grimhacks. Easiest way, I mean, I could spend some time looking around for the coordinates, but let's just quickly check and see if one of those missions is up for grabs, and if it is, we can go hit it up. All right, sorry for the little jump cut there. It's just kind of filtering through all the missions. I think we got a likely candidate. That is probably the drug lab. Just makes it easier to navigate to, because we kind of want to get in and out of there in a rush. We've had some bad experiences there. You know, I don't want to color anybody's opinion against drug lab tourism, but for me, it's been largely a negative experience. So we kind of don't want to hang around too long. And yeah, you know, probably also want to change the armor. Sure, this kind of microid battle set, or basically the scavenger set, or whatever you want to call it. It looks cool and it allows you to run around real quick, but the problem is that it doesn't really stop bullets all that well. So we are going to be switching back to the heavy pirate armor, just in case we run into an unfavorable situation. Now, while we're getting all of our heavy armor situated and put on and getting ourselves down to hopefully the drug lab, I want to ask a question, because I kind of made some comments earlier last week where I was talking about skins and being able to customize our own ships and stuff like that, and presumably that would extend to something like armor. Which do you prefer? I mean, do you prefer being able to kind of put together your character's appearance and customize? Is that more important to you, or do you just like say CIG, make something look cool and just put it out there, like as a subscriber reward, or a microtransaction type thing? But I mean, realistically, I mean, if you want to monetize like little things, little cosmetic things that don't give an advantage in the game, a bit of a hot topic these days. I don't really care about that, but I really hope for a robust customization system for armors and ships. I really do, because as somebody who's a big transmogger in World of Warcraft, I really find myself at the point where whatever my tier set looks like, I don't care. I'm like, I already know what transmog I'm sticking on it. I'm sticking my pirate transmog on it. I don't care. And so in a game like Star Citizen, obviously they're not going to create such a surrealist system. They're going to have like the heavy pirate armor, and they're going to have the heavy marine armor. And sure, you can mix and match, but would you like to have a robust system where you can utterly change at least the color options of it, like make it all matte black or desert tan or something like that? Or are you just okay with just whatever the artist decides is appropriate? That's what you get. I'd really like to hear more about ship and armor customization. I really would. That's something I would also like to hear from the devs on. It just feels that when you kind of move into predetermined skins, okay, yeah, so there's the financial aspect of it, and of course you're going to have your people in the company who are going to be looking at it and saying, well, that's a revenue stream, and we got to lock ourselves into that revenue stream, got to get in there and get them dollars and get paid. But at the same time, like when you see skins, it's like there's always going to be other people that have it. It's like, oh, I can make my ship look like it was sponsored by Coca-Cola or McDonald's or Nike, or I can use these coloring options or those preset coloring options, but I want to be able to kind of do things myself. I kind of want to come up with my own specific color pattern for my ship, and not something that's so pre-formulated, so I hope that in the future we're going to hear more about ship and character customization. But here we are. Clearly, we did not get to a drug lab. It was just a random pickup site. But the drop-off was another one of these crack houses. This one's here on Chelon. But, you know, when I was looking at it, and kind of why I did this kind of point of view when I was searching it, is this kind of reminded me of like, you know, when they go down deep sea to find shipwrecks and stuff, just here on the dark side of the planet. It was really spooky, and you know, bringing it all back to when we were talking about NPCs on the ground and missions like that. This would be a heck of a good place to set up a booby trap, man, because it's already friggin' spooky as hell and looks friggin' crazy. I would love to see, you know, how that system, you know, how this would benefit from that system and all the different options that you could create. I think it would be really cool and definitely add a bit more of a spooky atmosphere to it. All right, so we're just going to drop the cargo off and, well, actually scoop it back up after we get the reward to see if that doesn't maybe trigger a secondary outcome or anything like that, but it doesn't seem like it does. I figured, you know, okay, you put this down, you get paid. I thought, you know, maybe if you steal it, then that triggers something, like a ship comes in and tries to kill you or something like that. Now, trying to see if that would happen, but it didn't. It didn't actually trigger anything, which was kind of disappointing. But anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.